Hi, my name's Eric. Welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays. Today I'm going to be sharing my 50 favorite songs of 2020. This isn't a best of list, this is just my personal subjective list of the songs that I enjoyed the most this year. I've limited this list to songs first released in 2020, so songs that were released beforehand but were featured on albums this year, like Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, Resentment by Kesha, or Data by Katy Day are not eligible, and I'm not including covers like Take Me Home Country Roads by Whitney and Waxahachie, or re-released songs like Loverboy by Mariah Carey. Substantially transformed remixes are fair game though. Also, in lieu of listing my honorable mentions, I'm going to leave a Spotify playlist in the description box, and it'll contain my top 50 plus the songs that almost made the list. Of course, I couldn't fit every great song released this year on my list, but instead of commenting, "Where is this song?" or "This list is invalid without that song," I encourage you to leave your own favorites in the comments down below. Don't forget to check the description box for a link to a list of nonprofits you can donate to. Please subscribe to be here when I post new videos every week, and hit the bell icon to be notified when my videos go live. I'm going to talk about my favorite albums of 2020 next week, so stay tuned for that. Without further ado, I'm going to start at number 50 and work my way up to number 1. Don't get too hung up on the order, it's pretty arbitrary. At number 50, I have Texas Man by The Chicks, a fun and flirty country pop album cut from The Chicks' comeback, with bubbly production by Jack Antonoff and electric guitar accompaniment by Annie Clark, aka St. Vincent. Number 49 is Die For Your Love by Tae-Shi. Yet another stylistic pivot for Tae-Shi, Die For Your Love is an exemplary synth-pop banger that builds and builds to an explosive bridge. Number 48 is Long Walk by Brandy Clark. Long Walk surpasses the sass of prior Brandy Clark songs like Girl Next Door and Stripes with some of her most venomous and hilarious lyrics yet. Number 47 is Kawasaki Backflip by Dogleg, an exhilarating blast of emo rock that channels all of the high stakes of pop punk in a short but very sweet 2.5 minutes. Number 46 is 911 by Lady Gaga. This song feels like classic Gaga in the best way. Her transforming vocal performance, robotic flourishes, and confessional lyrics have made the song grow on me with every listen. Number 45 is Makeout Club by That Kid. Possibly the most effervescent song from That Kid's debut mixtape Crush, Makeout Club strikes the perfect balance between sly seduction and hyperpop excess. Number 44 is Acid by Jockstrap. The duo combined their classical training and imaginative electronic production in one of the strangest and most inventive songs I heard this year. Number 43 is Love in Mine by Big Thief. This tender Big Thief B-side is one of the many Adrienne Lenker written love songs that touched my heart this year. Number 42 is Susie Save Your Love by Ali X featuring Mitski, an unexpected but welcome and very successful meeting of Ali X's dark pop and Mitski's evergreen longing. Number 41 is May I by Flo Milli, a blistering answer to Gin and Juice that cements Flo Milli not only as a rising star, but also as a bona fide baddie. Number 40 is Positions by Ariana Grande. This is Ariana fully in R&B mode, with a catchy melody, clever lyrics, and as always, a beautiful vocal performance. Number 39, Ram It Down by Dorian Electra, featuring Mood Killer, Lil Mariko, and Lil Texas. To combine the feverish excitement of hyperpop with the screaming intensity of metal is an intuitive and brilliant choice that enhances this buck-wild takedown of casual homophobia with a sweltering Lil Mariko feature. Number 38, Prayer by Keaton Henson. Keaton Henson's performance on this song is so quiet and concentrated that it feels like he's singing directly in your ear, and it is devastating. Number 37, Freak by Shy Girl. As the song progresses, it speeds up with each verse until it reaches a state of frenzy that takes temptation and warps it into something frightening and spellbinding. Number 36, Waving Smiling by Angel Olsen. A spiritual successor to last year's Chance, Waving Smiling has the feeling of old Hollywood decay, of mourning and yearning, and finding a final, exhausted shred of hope after heartbreak. Number 35, Karate by Yell. If you like Venus Fly by Grimes and Janelle Monáe, Bucky Dungun by MIA, or Dance While You Shoot by Noga Erez, you will love this military-grade French pop slapper. Number 34, Gathering Swans by Choir Boy. Adam Klopp easily has one of the most beautiful singing voices I've heard this year. Inspired by the new romantics of the 80s, the title track from Choir Boy's sophomore album is an angelic ballad for an apocalyptic world. Number 33, iPhone by Rico Nasty. First I liked this song, then I loved this song, then I couldn't stop listening to this song. Rico Nasty and Dylan Brady are a match made in heaven. Number 32, Too Late by The Weeknd. One of many highlights from After Hours, Too Late's prominent pulsating synths and theatrical organ create just the perfect level of drama. Number 31, Are You Even Real by James Blake. Some love songs work because of their yearning or because of the absence of love, but Are You Even Real is interesting and relatable because James Blake approaches love with incredulity and amazement. Number 30, Kiss My Lips by Jonathan Bree featuring Princess Chelsea. Possibly Lil Chief's most sincere take on traditional pop, Kiss My Lips is precious, heart-eyed and nostalgic, grounded in the twee, Hannah Diamond-like clarity of Princess Chelsea's vocals. Number 29, Ringtone Remix by 100 Gex featuring Charlie XCX, Rico Nasty, and Caro Caro Bonito. Thank you to 100 Gex for bringing these artists together because hearing them operate completely in their own lane side by side is surprising and so much fun. Also, I didn't want to cheat and put Hand Crushed by Him Out on my list 2 years in a row. 28, You Can Get It by Bumper. Even though Michelle Zauner switched to synth pop in her collaboration with Ryan Galloway, she still held on to her writerly sense of lyricism on this ecstatic summery jam. 27, Talk by Christian Lee Hudson. Produced by Phoebe Bridgers, this confessional and emotionally incisive folk song is about a distant relationship with a parent and the effects that it has on Christian Lee Hudson's relationships as an adult. 26, Stardew by Purity Ring. The duo's grand re-entrance and yet another beautiful, sparkling fusion of witch house and electronic pop with intricately detailed production. 25, Time by Arca. With lyrics about striving for what you want and shrouded in cascading synths, Time is one of Arca's most otherworldly and alluring singles. 24, Waking Up Down by Yeji. This song's English lyrics are about becoming a master of adulting, but its Korean chorus reveals that being productive all the time is hard, and that growing up isn't an event, it's a process. 23 is Do It by Chloe and Halle. Both youthful in its spirit and mature in its no-nonsense worldview, Do It is an undeniably catchy hit about the nights out that everyone has missed out on this year. 22, Exile by Taylor Swift featuring Bon Iver. For her switch from pop to folk on Folklore, Taylor teamed up with some of the best folk musicians in the business, and on Exile, her duet with Justin Vernon, the two play off each other like longtime writing partners. 21, Blow by Laura Marling. Held Down might be the scene stealer on Song for Our Daughter, but Blow by Blow is right up my alley as a heartbroken piano ballad that brings to mind Anoni and Lucy Rose. Number 20, Lilacs by Waxahachie. To borrow the song's lyrics, Lilac sets out to spin silence into gold, building allegorical images of overcoming codependency into a country rock earworm. 19, Anything by Adrienne Lenker. Adrienne Lenker takes a story about a Christmas family gathering gone wrong as an opportunity to prove that her love will not only overcome, but transcend any mortal obstacles. 18, This Love Isn't Crazy by Carly Rae Jepsen. A classic Carly banger in the vein of Cut to the Feeling and Now That I Found You, the Jack Antonoff opener to dedicated side B is dance pop bliss. 17, Stud by Troye Sivan. Whereas 2015's Talk Me Down was Troye exploring the emotional dimension of intimacy, Stud explores the raw and uncomfortable feelings of body insecurity and inadequacy that accompany it, and it features some of the most exciting production on any Troye Sivan song to date. 16, Something Relative by Honey Harper. On Something Relative, Honey Harper reaches out his hand to pull someone out of their hopelessness, switching between effusive announcements of their worth and desperate pleas for them to return from the brink of self-destruction. 15, When the Lord by Suzanne Sunfer. Written for Self-Portrait, a documentary about the late Norwegian photographer Len Marie Fossen, When the Lord is a heart-wrenching piano ballad that begs for salvation from human suffering. 14, Wait by Ian William Craig, yet another absolutely beautiful and emotional piano ballad, this time with choral harmonies and ambient distortion that complement its lyrics about tragedy and loss. 13, If You're Too Shy Let Me Know by the 1975. The band's best performing single is a cheeky update to 80s new wave with an always welcome saxophone solo and an ethereal opening by FKA Twigs. 12, A Few Blue Flowers by Torres. A Few Blue Flowers, as you might have gathered from the title, is about unreciprocated affection and the shame of knowing, but maybe not fully accepting, that your misguided love is leading you to sacrifice your self-worth. 11, Excess by Rina Sawayama, because what we really needed this year was a 2000s R&B throwback with new metal influences, lyrics criticizing consumerism, and an inspired music video that should have spawned the biggest TikTok dance trend of all time. We have reached my top 10. My number 10 song of the year is Delete Forever by Grimes. One of the most unexpectedly poppy songs of Grimes' career is also very heavy, as it explores the opioid epidemic from the point of view of someone who is surrounded by addiction, but whose personal demons have been brushed off by others. It's a touching and necessary take on a crisis that's persisted for decades. Number 9 is Physical by Dua Lipa. The bridge alone of Physical packs all of the red-hot intensity of 80s dance pop in a way that's timeless and that you can't help but move to. Even without its kinetic, colorful music video, this song is vivid, vibrant, and so much fun. Number 8 is Spotlight by Jessie Ware. Whereas Physical was a full-force take on dance pop, on Spotlight, Jessie Ware exercises restraint, starting with a percussion-free introduction that slowly and elegantly burns into a scorcher that kicks off one of the finest disco albums this side of Y2K. Number 7 is Claws by Charli XCX. Can you tell that I like Charli XCX? Claws is so brilliantly constructed. Its verses move at lightning speed to an obsessively, intensely romantic chorus, and it all builds to the chaos of a Dylan Brady-produced collision of trance synths and vocal glitches. Number 6 is A Bloody Morning by Owen Pallett. Everything about the song is just amazing. Owen Pallett's orchestrations are thrilling, and his narrative lyrics about a shipwreck are stunning. A Bloody Morning almost feels like an abstraction of the pop sensibility of Louis Takes Off His Shirt, because even though it has an ear-catching hook and all of the verve of the last 3 tracks on this list, it sounds like no other art pop song you'll hear this year. Number 5 is Newspaper by Fiona Apple. Whereas the burlesque variety of cabaret prototypically involves a woman coaxing a man, Newspaper is a cabaret song from one woman to another, wishing for solidarity in the face of misogyny. This is one of the most dynamic songs on Fetch the Bolt Cutters. Its lyrics are lofty and passionate, and Fiona's towering, guttural vocals are a marvel. Number 4 is People I've Been Sad by Christine and the Queens. This song's charms initially are subtle. Chris's plain-spokenness and sparse synths gradually build into ardent declarations of devotion both in English and in French. But like Jessie Ware, Chris exercises restraint, never quite letting the song's emotions pour over completely, and instead letting that tension propel the song to its emotional peaks. Number 3 is On the Floor by Perfume Genius. Mike Hadrius had already reached Kate Bush levels of high art pop on No Shape, so on the single from Set My Heart on Fire immediately, he embraced psychedelic country. In doing so, he delivered one of the most danceable and cathartic songs of 2020. I am obsessed with this song. Number 2 is I Know the End by Phoebe Bridgers. Speaking of catharsis, I Know the End is the perfect song to scream along to. But it's a journey to get there, one defined by emotional sensitivity, delicately specific lyrics, and a surprise change of pace that make I Know the End a distinctive fusion of folk and indie rock. Alright, we have made it to my number 1 spot. My 2020 Song of the Year is My Rajneesh by Sufjan Stevens. The fact that this song is a B-side blows my mind. If you're a fan of Sufian because of how diverse his catalog is, then this song will tick a lot of boxes for you. First, it's a folk song, then it grows into a monumental psychedelic pop song with one of the most massive and euphoric choruses in recent memory, then it shapeshifts again into an ominous indie-tronica epic with an ambient outro. This song is not only about obsessive affection, but it's such a powerful and entrancing listening experience that the song itself creates a feeling of fanatic infatuation, at least in me. I love this song so much. It's one of the most amazing songs of Sufian's illustrious career, and it's my favorite song of 2020. So that is my list of my favorite songs of 2020, and I cannot wait to read your lists in the comments down below. Check the description for that donation link. Please subscribe to be here when I post new videos every week. I'm going to talk about my favorite albums of 2020 next week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are staying safe and healthy. Happy holidays, and until next time, that's it.